What's up, you guys? Jake from Night Owl Gaming here, and I'm gonna try some Pokemon on the Smogon server. I'm using a sand team, and this guy is using weatherless. I lead with my T-Tar just to get up the sand, and I feared a Swords Dance set, so I went to my Scarf Jirachi. I go for the Fire Punch just to hopefully get the burn, and I actually do, and this is extremely helpful because then I can just go to my Fortress. Oh, my Gliscor, sorry. So that way I can take in the next low sweep easy. And I can't remember exactly what I go for here. It dies to the burn. I see the Jellicent and I'm like, can't take anything. So hopefully water move. Nope, Ice Beam, and I get frozen. I do this, yeah, the just crazy mouse right here and there. I was like, oh my god, how did this happen? Go to my T-Tart, and I actually trapped this Espeon, and I'm like, yes! So let's Pursuit, and it actually tried switching out, so it got bopped. Bye-bye. So that's 2 in my favor so far, 4 and 6. It goes to its Rachi, and I'm like, he goes, fuck! And I was like, lol, so I put a little happy face there. But that's the only interaction we have. I decided that I wanted my rocks. Body slams and paralyzes me, and I'm like, this is the only thing that can actually get paralyzed. Anything else, that would have been a problem. And I don't get paralyzed, and I actually get up my rocks. Go for the Volt Switch, because I knew it was either going to be Leech Seed or some sort of hazards. I go into Jirachi again just to threaten out this Ferrothorn with a potential Fire Punch. And so I thought he was going to switch. So I U-turn. And no. So I die. And I'm like, wow, that was dumb. I believe I go into Gliscor, so that way I can just possibly set up. I go for the sub just in case it wants to go back to Jellicent. Which I do believe he actually does. Yeah, so at this point, I know my Ice Fang isn't gonna hit it, so I went for the EQ just to see how much it does, and it did 25%. I'm like, Jesus, that's a problem. It goes for the Ice Beam, and I was like, yeah, that's obvious. Break my sub, that's fine. So I switch to Fortress, the only thing that can take an Ice Beam well. Do I Volt Switch here? Oh, he quits, and I just kind of, okay, that's fine. So then I try my Sun team, which I just made like 5 minutes ago. And I go up against my worst matchup, which is Rain. I hate playing Rain. Anybody that plays Rain against me, they know I absolutely hate it. I had no idea what to lead with, and I couldn't believe it. He actually went out to his Politoed, so I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just set up the Sun then. He Toxics me. Is that a... I don't know. But anyways, I didn't understand what kind of set this was, so I predicted a switch of some sort, and I hit the Will-O-Wisp button. Fortunately, the Toxicroak comes in. And as you can see, I miss. That is a major, major problem. And so I figured that he was going to be faster, but I just wanted on the offset that he wouldn't be. And he is, so he subs, and I kind of figured. So that kind of upset me. I know he's just going to go for a fighting move, so I go to my Donphan. Drain Punch doesn't do a whole lot. I believe I just go up for my rocks. Ice Punch, that was different. I was like, ugh. I don't remember what happens here. Oh, I go for the EQ just to break the sub, because I knew I could take another Ice Punch. He's getting hurt from his dry skin, so I wasn't sure why he continued to stay in so much. I go to my Scizor just because he's kind of bulky. Could take a few hits. And he goes to his Vaporeon. That's cool, I guess. Go for the U-turn just in case he wanted to switch. He scalds me. He does not get the burn, thankfully. It does a nice chunk since I'm banded. And I go to my Venusaur. I wasn't really thinking here. I just clicked growth, but the incoming Politoed was so obvious. I started playing really, really badly. I'm gonna blame that partially on Dom since he was learning Magneto just now, and I was watching him, and I was interested. He brings in the Ferrothorn. I go for the Giga Drain, and he resists that twice. So I'm like, HP Fire. Oh wait, I'm in the rain, and I couldn't cancel fast enough. He T-waves me. Oh no, now he's crippled. I go out to set up the sun again with my Ninetales. He's taking a while. So I've completely threatened out this Ferrothorn. But I wasn't sure what he was going to do. I didn't want to hit the Solar Beam because I kind of figured the Politoed would come in, but just in case, I went for the Flamethrower anyway. Lots of after turn effects going on. I knew that I was in a major predicament at this point because he was gonna go for the Scald, and I didn't want anything burned. But I need these rocks gone. But if I switch in my Donphan, it will die. So I just figured Scizor would be the best to take it, and I get burned. I knew this was gonna happen. And so I believe a U-turn. Yeah, and it's faster than me, and I was a little surprised. So at this point, I'm just kind of like, oh gosh, what do I do now? I could go into my Donphan, but what if he scalds me again? Which he will. I could go into the Venusaur. I'm going to Ninetales. So I go into Ninetales to just set up the sun again to weaken the Scalds. I go into Venusaur just to try and threaten it out. I go for the growth, and then I believe he switches into his Latios. I can't quite remember, even though this battle like just happened. It's taking a really long time, so I get kind of irritated because I'm playing really bad, and I know it. And so I believe I move my mouse to the, and I click it and I miss, and then as soon as I click it again, he switches, and yeah, it's to Latios. Okay, I get paralyzed. That was such an important move. And so I predict the Psyshock here. I was like, yeah, there's nothing I can hit it with. This is such a problem. So I go to my what's it called? Oh my god. Heatran. Wow. Momentarily forgot. Just to take it, and he gets a crit, but that does nothing regardless. My air balloon pops. I wanted to go for the HP grass, but I was a little scared. I just went for the fire blast just to see what happens. My prediction would have paid off, but like I said, I started to play really, really bad. I protect just to see what he's gonna. I was thinking that he was scarfed because he was super fast, so I was like, okay, he's gonna lock himself into Scald. I don't have anything to take a Scald. I'm a Sun team. So I go out to my Venusaur again. Just take the Scald. I can't get burned since I'm paralyzed already. And then I go for the Giga Drain, but of course, obvious switch is obvious. Oh, just kidding. He protects, and that's when he reveals that he is not scarfed. And so I was super confused at this point. Go to my Ninetales, set up the sun again. He encores, which is... I don't understand why he hadn't tried that earlier. I guess to bluff the Scarf this whole time. Pain Split just to get some HP back. I believe here I try to switch... Oh, I predicted... Or yeah, okay. So I do go to Donphan just hoping that he'd switch out. But he doesn't. So I know he's faster. So I hit Rapid Spin. I should have just went for the Ice Shard just for the priority. But no. So I'm like, okay, what do I do now? The only check that I have is Venusaur. Doesn't work. I'm not really sure. Okay, so he goes out to his Latios again, and he switches. I'm not entirely sure why. I have nothing to take a side shot, which I'm pretty. I'm looking to see if he had revealed anything else, but he didn't. I take an awfully long time for some reason. I wasn't in my right state of mind, so I was barely focusing at all at this point. I was half helping Dom at the same time, and so I switch into my Ninetales just as death fodder, and I lose the Weather War. I switched into Volcarona because I was just like, F it, I have to roost it up. He switches just to win the Weather War. I hit Quiver Dance. And then I get disconnected. He scores a crit, and I'm trying to reconnect. And I don't. It takes me to a replay screen. I'm like, what's going on? So that's the end of that game, and it's kind of awkward. So I stop it there. It's 2 games. I guess that's good enough. This is... I might do this every once in a while. This isn't going to be a very long thing at all. It's... Yeah, just when I feel like it. If you guys don't like this, I don't really care. It's for me. Yeah, this is Jake signing out.